today. Again, it's just an informal opportunity to walk through Whova and see what questions you might have if you've not had a chance to already explore it. And hopefully you've downloaded it on your app. That's one benefit of downloading it on your app. If there's emails that's coming through, announcements from us, you can easily see that. But you do have the app version on a device, and you can also look at it on the web. Drew is going to share the web version and kind of walk us through it. And if you'll go ahead and pull that up, Drew.
Okay.
And some of you may be, experts with Whova. Drew and I got introduced to it a little over a year ago, and then we had a presentation in it this summer. So we got hooked on it and just love the flexibility that it provides in letting people communicate, and that's the main thing. And Drew, if you would go to the view, click on the view up top under the main heading, yeah, and click on web view. Yeah, web app. So this may be the view that all of you see when you log in. So, and that's what all of our participants would see is our welcome. You land on our home page that gives an overview. And some of you are very familiar with other platforms. And with those platforms that are virtual hosts like this, there's lots of opportunities for networking and interaction. And so the same is true for this one. If you would click on Agenda, Drew, we know that our institute starts on the 17th, but what's really nice about this, people can go in once they've checked into Whova, they can go in on the 10th and begin to start viewing our pre-recorded sessions. And of course, with our pre-recorded sessions, we've recommended to our team leads that this is a great place for them to direct their team members to go ahead and take a look at some of the pre-recorded sessions so that if they have questions that they need answered during the Institute, particularly during the planning time, some of these may actually give some answers to it and or lead to some answers. One of the ones we're highly recommending is, if you scroll down a little bit, Drew, is our FPCTP tool crosswalk, building and sustaining Florida post-secondary comprehensive transition programs. This one we believe is a very, very well put together presentation that really connects all of what we want to do with program applications, program implementation and planning, and grant proposal writing that lends to the implementation, that Jennifer Cole has done an excellent job on threading all of that together. And so we're really making a suggestion to the team leaders to have their team, all of their team members go in and take a look. If you go back up to the top, Drew, you'll notice if you click on, maybe go through November 16th, click to November 16th, and just scroll down, no, to November 16th, scroll down so they can see that these same pre-recorded sessions are repeated over and over again throughout the entire session. If you click on November 17th, Drew, November 17th, they'll stay again through the 20th, but then we will see, if you go on down to the actual live session beginning at 10 o'clock on November 17th. And so that's where all participants can get an agenda overview of what is going on for that day. A really nice feature of Whova is, if you look over to the far right, as you see on any one of these sessions, it says add to my agenda. And so as participants go into Whova, they can look at the sessions they'd like to see and they can add to it. And as you know, people would choose from the teams which content sessions they'll go through. So not all content sessions, other than this one on the 17th, everything is general and everyone will be there. But we'll have other sessions. We have 4 unique content sessions where team members will decide on which of their members will attend those sessions. There'll be 2 at a time. If you go to day 18, let them see how that looks. Day 18, we have, again, the pre-recorded is there, the type alike is there. And with our type alike, each of you, there are 3 different subsections. Can you click on that, Drew? In each subsection, we'll have our universities, we'll have our state colleges, and we'll have our technical colleges. Again, based on your feedback, as Drew said, from the mid-year and from other institutes and feedback that you've given us, you really like the opportunity to be together. So that's together, and that's where you'll find the type alikes. Go back up, and let's go back to show agenda, and go back up to the full agenda. You were on it. Okay. All right. If you click on show agenda, yeah, and then click full agenda. And if it won't behave for you right now, click on the 19th, see if that'll work. Click on November 19th. And let's see if that'll change. Does it? Okay. So hide agenda. And we may have to just start right back to agenda to just get it working. So go over to the 18th, Drew. I think. Oh, at the 19th, I'm sorry. Go to the 19th. Yes. And if you scroll down, on this day, you'll see where we have our breakout sessions. And so this is where the teams will decide who's going to the 10 o'clock, one of the 2 10 o'clock sessions, and who will go to their 2 during the 11 o'clock time frame. If you scroll down a little more, 11:15, scroll down a little more. And so your teams, different teams can set on their agenda, click that add my agenda button and make a decision about which ones that they'll go to, whether they're on the app, on the device, or if they're on the web. They'll have a personal agenda then set up in Whova. And when you enter Whova, it'll have that person's, you see up top where it has my agenda up over top, over November 20th. Do you see that, Drew, up top, Friday? Yeah. So they can click on their own personal agenda, and that'll take them to all of the things that we want. Another good feature of looking at the agenda is, Drew, if you would click on view session, you probably noticed that each one of the sessions have the description. So scroll down a little. So each session, even if it's a repeated session, it has a description. So that helps all participants think about which one of the either pre-recorded or which one of the content sessions they would like to attend during the institute. But they'll have a description about it, and so that gives them a little more information, and then also prepare individuals to think about what kind of questions that they have. Okay, will you go back to the left button and click agenda, Drew? Just go back to the main navigation side. All right. If you go down to video gallery under resources, go to video gallery, Drew. Over to your left, under resources. Okay. Similar to what we had in Canvas, where we had all of the possible videos that we had within the platform. Here's a quick way to see some of those, all of those at one time. And they're in different places, but I wanted you to see that as we tried to set up things that allow you different ways to maneuver to the resources within the platform. All right, scroll down so people won't miss that. Okay, go over to attendees when you get a chance. Now here you got a couple of ways you can look at attendees. We've been sending out reminders and asking everyone to update their profile, but we're now looking at the grid. Drew, if you see up by that search by the hourglass, if you click on the other one, then the one that shows a list, click on the next one. Yes, thank you. You can see them if that makes it easier. You can see it as a list form. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see we got quite a few people who have checked in to Hoover. So really nice and nice order. Um, if you would, got lots of pages, you can always check out all of the attendees. And that if you ever sign into Hoover, and if other than this particular institute, your information is going to be up already. So once you're in Hoover, your information is there. If you look at any one of the, let's go to Jennifer Coyle. You can click on her profile and get a little bit of information about each one of the attendees. See all of her speaker information, but it should be profile about the bio, give a little information, which everyone gets in the email, an opportunity to update your bio if you want to, your profile, as much information as you like. Also, you might decide you want to send a message. So this is a way to network with colleagues throughout the Institute. You can send them personal messages. And look at this, they have video call. You can send a video call, which is really neat. So people can see, match the face with the name. And that's another cool way to connect in Hoover. And we're just excited about it because there's all of this networking opportunity is right in one platform. You don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, let's go to community. Talk about networking. Um, go up to community, which is under attendees. Thank you. And in the network, we have created meetups. And not we don't have to create them ourselves. You can create meetups. Right now, we have facilitator debriefs. And this is where facilitators will come each day as the Institute begins and meet up to kind of go over how things are going. And so if you see colleagues at the Institute that you would like to meet up with, this is an opportunity to go to meetups and say, hey, how you doing? You can meet virtually. You can schedule a phone call or whatever. So it's a great opportunity to do that. If you scroll down a little bit, Drew, so not only do we have the on over to the left in the next, yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, we have not only the type of likes that are scheduled for Thursday, but if you go on down, and I'll come back and talk about some of the others, we have, you see where that university teams, click on that, Jerome. Claudia and Iris have developed a space where university teams may want to talk. If you go back over to the left, Drew, there's another one for state colleges, as well as one for technical colleges. It's down a little bit. Right there, you see technical. So a space for technical colleges. And then right under that, hey, state colleges. And so this is another place where, you know how when we're at the physical institute, we might connect with another team, a program across the state, out in the hallway somewhere. Well, this is the hallway. You might ask to let's meet up here, or you might share resources here that might be helpful for each level. As Drew is clicking, what Iris and Claudia have thought about is, hey, let's share some different things that we think would be good topics to help programs, whether we are new or established, where people can share ideas, have some fun thinking about um, leisure, things that we do to find some commonalities among each other. Um, and I know it'll get filled. A popular part about this is the more you do click into some of these environments, I think it's the most fun part of all for Iris. Iris, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and that's the leaderboard. So people earn points just to do some fun competition to see who's in the lead, who's networking the most, and there are a lot of things that we've added here to kind of give you an opportunity to go check out the whole platform. And you'll probably get some reminders and emails that will be pushed out by Claudia and or Iris while we're in the conference, just to, again, help us to stay connected and take care of some of what we don't do, um, some of what we would do in the physical setting. Okay, I'll stop a minute.
And there may be a secret prize for the leaderboard winner.
There may be.
Oh,
Let's look at the exhibitors.
Yeah, that's why we encourage you everyone to download their apps, because the leaderboard it's really accessible there, and they can see who is at the top of the list, and we might get surprises
government
at the end.
Yeah,
So
this is Jim. Janice, before we go on, I noticed that under the meetup and virtual meets, I clicked on that to see what was inside. And I see all the facilitator debrief sessions. This is where we go for our debriefs.
Yes. This is where you'll meet up for your debrief.
And will that be a video?
It's
I
a
just
virtual
go in and, oh, I see, there's already a click there for
Yeah.
a Zoom meeting room.
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a quick and easy way to kind of see where you'll be. Great, thank you, Jim, for asking that question. As we look in the exhibitors hall, we're really excited about this. Like Drew said, this platform gives us so much more flexibility and a way to learn about each other when we can't see each other face to face, but then just take advantage of the technology. In here, typically in some of our institutes, we might have the content resources listed and might have information about where they work. The thing about it, when you click in here, they're going to get started. The videos are set to get started right away, which is where you see Drew having to click it on pause. But in here, you can see the content resources who share a little information about how they may be able to support the FPCTPs. So we're excited about that. And they've really taken time to share with you, give you an overview of who they are. So a little bit more than just a name and the agency with whom they are connected, but they've taken the time to present and share a resource, a video to allow you an opportunity to get a better feel for who they are. And we're excited about that, which is really neat. And so in this content resources, that's one group of information is there, but we also have all of the FPCTPs who have been able to share with us. If you go over to the left, Drew, a little and scroll down, our FPCTPs have also taken time out to share and give an overview of who they are and what their programs are about. And they've done this in short order. And so we're really excited about that. One of Iris's brainstorms is to really make sure that we have a college showcase. So she is really preparing this for our high schools and for the rest of the world to see what our programs have to offer. And this is a great way for our programs to kind of share and show off a little bit. And I think that as programs take a look at each other, it's a great way to open up the opportunity to network, to ask a few questions about each other. So we have this visual component and we're really excited about that. So that's the exhibitors hall. Okay, before I go into resources, one other resource, are there any questions at this time? Okay, let's go over to documents, Drew, over to the left. And Drew has been a great host, don't you say? Let's see by show of hands who agree that Drew is being a great hostess. Host, sorry, Drew. Great host. You can use that reaction button. Thank you, Iris. You can use the reaction button down in the far right, which will, yeah, excellent. Thanks, Bud. He's doing a great job considering we didn't plan it this way. He's doing an awesome, awesome job. Okay, so in the documents section, we have tried to consider all of the documents that our participants would need to, and our teams would need to really help them move their planning forward and to inform them about what's available and give them an idea as they can take a preview of all of these. All of these documents are in PDFs. They will also be found in the strategic planning tool, which I'm sure many of you have seen. Um, Philip has taken time to upload many of these same documents, and we may have more as presenters want to share PowerPoints or other things within their session. They might also be found here as well. But we have, of course, we have the crosswalk information in there that I told you is super, super powerful and helpful. The grant proposal documents, I put in examples since these can only be loaded up as PDFs. In your strategic plan, however, you have the actual Excel and Word files. But we will have a couple of school districts who will be with us. So we have the paper version of the online planning tool, and that's in here. Um, the components of the applications with instructions, our facilitators, is the facilitators manual in here. Just scroll down a little. I know let's look at the list. Uh, Everything we could think of. I don't think we loaded up the annual report though. I think we included the annual report in the strategic plan. And so here though is another place where people lose it. They look in the strategic plan. They want to know where some resources are. We thought this would be another great way to put that there. Would you scroll up some, Drew, in the documents just to see through them?
Trying. It's moving very slow because
It's
there's so
moving
many documents.
slow and it shows replications. Trust me, team, they're not multiple versions of any one of them. Yeah. It's just that it's moving that slow. So everything we could think of that would be helpful for, again, teams that are new and then those that are established. Some of our established teams are working on renewals. So we have that information in there. We hope that seeing the grant funding cycle will help teams that are working on their grant proposals see when the possibilities are for their grants to get started. And again, this information is also located in the strategic planning tool. Down to speakers, we had the community. Now if we go down to speakers, you can get an overview of the speakers to see where each one is from. Again, it's a quick way to view their profile. Again, you can look at it in a grid or you can look at it in a list. But we have some phenomenal speakers we're excited about for our virtual um, PEPPI. So it should be super nice. I hope you want to enjoy it. And I hope you're as excited about it as we are. But our presenters have been preparing for a while and they're super excited about presenting this time. The Hoover guides are there. And so down to the Hoover guides, if anyone gets stuck and are not sure about what to do, we have different guides. It's always helpful to have some helpful documentation available for people to think about or questions that they need to answer that maybe even though we are prepared to be available to help everyone. And as you saw today, my Hoover didn't come up. So that's a solving technique I got to go figure out. But here's a guide to help people understand how Whova works and what to do. And you have the session Q&A, which you will also have in each one of the sessions that's under resources that is available. And I think that's it. You have tons and tons of probably opportunities to see messages like you see Drew has 25 messages, but people will probably start connecting with you as more and more check into Hoover and start perusing the actual platform. Okay, and that's it. It's pretty easy, pretty neat.
Janice?
Yes.
Hey, so I followed along. I have Whova app down on my iPad, and I
Yes.
haven't gone into it on my laptop. I was just going to use it on my iPad. Is there a big difference between the app and what Drew was showing us? Is it fine to just use it on my iPad?
Yeah, you can use it on your iPad. It's
Okay.
fine.
And when we have like the type like sessions, we just go in through this, or do we get a Zoom invitation?
In there, it will be a link to the Zoom link to get into there. So you noticed if you go, Drew, if you want to go to the agenda and go to November 19th, if it'll cooperate with you. I think Iris and Drew were adding all of our links in today.
Okay.
We're going to double check to make sure they're all in.
So the links are not in Whova yet, but
Not
we
yet,
were
okay.
scheduling the meetings. Yes, you can actually go in here and go directly to the Whova meeting or the Zoom link, which is really nice. And that's because you have one place to go. You don't have to worry about going to Zoom and to Canvas and all that. You go straight into Whova and it's all right there.
Thank
I
you.
apologize, Drew, it's the 18th. Thank you, Iris. If you could go to the 18th, sorry. That's where the type of likes are. And we'll click on that again. And the 3 subsections. And that's where we'll have the links in there, Jeannie, and rest of you. So you'll be able to click on that and go into each person will be going into their perspective group.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Linda, here's a Linda, you said you are having trouble checking into Whova. Have you seen our reminders? Let's see, Linda Musillo, you posted that you were having trouble signing in or signing up for Whova. Can we help?
I don't, did you send the invitation to everyone? I guess maybe that's what she's talking about.
Yes, yesterday I sent the team lead invitation, and then I know Drew sent the facilitators link. But this is actually a message in here from Linda.
Janice, I don't see her in the participant list. Maybe
Yeah.
she had to log off of the
Oh,
meeting.
okay. Yeah,
But
maybe.
I respond back to her and I checked her profile. It looks like she's all set. And I
Okay.
also share on the chat for those that might have forgot the link after they set up their profiles. I shared the link in there for them to access and go back into the platform.
So, Vivian, we are going through Whova to get the link for or you'll have, and so I'm sorry, Vivian asked, are we using Whova for our team facilitated sessions? Drew should have reached out to all of the team facilitators and they've worked with you on getting you the Zoom link that you'll actually use. You do not, that's a choice up to the team. If you wanna go into Whova first and then a Zoom link. But otherwise you can use that Zoom link that the facilitator will provide for you. Are you
Okay.
on, Vivian, still on?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm
Was that
here,
your
and I
question? Yeah.
received an email from our new facilitator, and we responded. So I'll wait for her confirmation of our
Yeah.
times and dates and
Yes.
that Zoom link.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She'll,
Thank you.
yeah, you'll get a Zoom link from the facilitator. We'll also have a copy of it, so that, and we'll post it in Whova as another place in the event, you know, we just
Great.
have it in different places.
No,
So
that's a
we
good
can
idea.
see,
Thank
yeah,
you.
we can see it, you can see it, other people can see, but they won't be able to access your team time. And Drew, if you would scroll down on the agenda, go back to the agenda a little, scroll down. To one of the days that when we are live on the 17th or 18th. Yeah, 17th, either one. Okay, scroll down. You'll notice also the team planning time where it starts at 8. This depends on when you guys are going to plan. So we're just letting all of the participants know, hey, this is what's happening during this time. And everyone, the team leads and the facilitators have scheduled what that time frame would be. And so this is a good way for us to know where everybody is, and a reminder that what's happening now is everyone is in facilitated time. And this is important because, and to add to your comment, Vivian, with our content resource folks, when they want to come in, or if you've asked for them to come in to your session, then this is another place where we can direct them to get to how to get to you. So we'll have the Zoom link for each one of the teams so that they can zip in and out of and provide help to each one of the teams if need be.
Quick question, Janice. Maybe I missed something. Were we supposed to have received an email from our facilitator, or is there somewhere on Whova I'm supposed to find that?
You'll receive an email from your facilitator. Your facilitator will reach out to you, connect with you, and then schedule time. And we mentioned that by November 10th, they will have done that. So they recently started receiving emails as we finalized our rosters
Good
and
enough.
assigned them. So
Something was making me think Drew had said the other day that today was the day we would have heard from him, and I just thought maybe I'd missed something and there was a place to find him on Whova that I was missing.
not yet,
All right,
but
I will wait quietly.
you'll hear from them soon, trust me. And we'll follow up just to make sure everyone's connected. Next week, that'll be our cleaning up and following up and just providing any kind of support we can to make sure everyone's ready to participate the following week. Iris, is it anything special in Hoover you want our team to know about, our teams or participants to know about?
The only other thing that we can show them is the polls.
Okay.
If we didn't,
Okay.
under resources.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been, some of this is just getting to know each other, but it's also, we want to get feedback from you. So we'll have some different polls coming in about different topics, just to get some ideas. We haven't really put all these in yet, but you will see these. You do get points on your leaderboard when you answer a poll question, and when you go into that community section too. Okay, so they're just simple little things.
Oh, Drew is trying to get ahead of the game. Are you, Drew?
He doesn't count because he is an administrator. On the
So,
leaderboard.
Sarah, you don't see the polls on your Hoover?
No, there's no polls on mine. It goes from documents to speakers.
It might be underneath community. Let's see.
Could you go back, Drew? Let's see. And on the devices, like Gina was asking about with her iPad, On those
Yeah.
devices, it shows up a little differently, and it certainly has the leaderboard up there, just a little different structure.
Yeah, I'm
But
using my iPad as well,
yeah,
and like Sarah, I can't find polls.
you don't see it, and I see it on mine. I'm
And
looking at mine.
I'm on a laptop, Janice,
Yes.
and I'm trying to follow along with you, but I don't see it. I just didn't know if it was a setting on your end, so I just wanted you to know that I don't see it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And
I don't
I'm
see it
seeing,
on my iPad either.
you don't see it? Well, is
You
it
know,
What's
oh,
the
it's
icon
because they're
for
not-
it?
I know what's happened.
it's a date?
It's because I haven't opened up the polls yet.
Oh.
Right.
It's still in
Okay.
draft form, so that's
Okay, good.
why.
That makes sense.
In, if I went into community and I can see some of your questions, Iris, that I think might be
Yes.
poll questions, but they're not listed as polls. I just see an icon that's almost like two thought bubbles overlapping each other. That family awareness, decision-making option. What, the one that gave it to me was, what's your favorite music genre? So I thought maybe that's a future poll.
So no, these are just, and they should go into polls or not, but these are just topics that we have been typing in. Chris added a few too about how you relate to families and get information to families. So that information is in there. She's trying to prompt some questions about her presentation. But the polls will be there. If I open up one now, let's see, you
And so,
might.
Drew, you're not sharing. Iris is up. You're no longer sharing.
Oh, I am. Drew
Yeah.
can share, and what I'll do is, let's see. I have to go somewhere, and I'm talking to myself. I'm going to walk myself through this process.
What are you trying to show, Iris?
Well, I was going to go ahead and open up the polls,
Oh,
but once the polls open, you'll be able to see them.
that's
But
correct.
they're not open right now.
Yeah, so we're still under construction. We're doing some final tuning, but they will be. And you'll see them pop up and super quick and easy polls to respond to. So again, that's another way to kind of network and find. And on your devices, you'll see the leaderboard. So it's funny to see and who's participating in what. And you'll see how many points you have. It's funny, the first time I used Whova and I was just clicking to explore. I'm sorry, my throat is giving out. I was just clicking to explore. And as I was exploring, Whova would tell me I have points because I went and clicked in places. So that was kind of fun.
So if you refresh, Drew, you should be able to see it, and the live polling. And then we're also going to have a photo contest. And the photo contest is going to be to show your school pride. Take a selfie showing your FPCT program and school pride. And, you know, it could be you wearing your mask from your school, or it could be wearing a cap or a shirt, or, you know, at the school with the students from your program. But you can load up photos. We may have a couple of other photos. I know that there's one team leader that every time I see him on Zoom, he has his puppy with him, are nearby, which I think is adorable. But, you know, we may have a pet contest too, a pet photo contest. So we'll add those in, and you'll have that to do just for fun. Yeah.
Just
It's always
trying
good to de-stress a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to keep it light, and because you're gonna be working really hard on team planning, and so some opportunities to kind of do something different.
Yeah.
You had some good questions. Thank you for bringing that to our attention about what was showing and what's not showing. Is there
Sarah,
anything? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sarah, are you able to see the live polling now for the first
Yes.
question?
Yep. I'm
Okay.
able to see it. So now I'm going to get ahead of Drew.
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
already answered, so I'm ahead of
Oh,
all of you. Sorry.
competition on. Yeah.
Sarah, I think you're already at the top.
And what's really good with the community with that section where Chris has already added some questions too, you can add questions just as well, so that you can answer those questions, or you can get answers to your own questions. It's a pretty cool site.
Yeah. We've seen a couple of others because of the nature where we are right now. Some pretty cool platforms, but we really like this one. It's a fun one. So we hope that the maneuvering around it and the resources that we placed in there and the opportunities to collaborate with each other is really neat. So just to clarify, you will do your team planning in Zoom, and the team facilitator has that link and will share that with the team members. There is an option because we will have your team link in Whova so that it can make it easy for us to know where you are and the content resources. But that's an option. If you decide you want to maintain everything in the Whova, you can stay there. Otherwise, we will have the team, the 6 hours of team planning time will be via Zoom. But our general sessions will be here and resources will be here. Hope you're excited as we are. Got a lot of fun stuff ahead of us.
You guys
Any
have done a great
questions?
job organizing it, Janice. It looks fantastic.
Oh, well, Claudia and Iris have done a great job putting all this together. They are gurus behind it, and everybody's trying to lay their eyes on it. We appreciate you telling us about what's missing. Thank you. Thanks for the applause. So, yes, just see smiley faces, having fun, and some serious planning going on. And we know that again, we'll be doing this mid-year, and we'll make sure we put up our next dates. If you all do not have those for our upcoming mid-year and our next year date for the next PEPPI, we'll put that up as well. And we hope our next PEPPI is face-to-face though, so we'll see. It all depends on where we are right now. Thank you, Drew. You were the bestest.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Very
Thanks
well.
for the walkthrough.
Thank you
Have a
all
good
for joining
weekend,
us.
everybody.
Yes, you all
Appreciate
be
it.
safe.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Have a nice weekend.
All
Yeah.
right. Be safe.
Thank you.
All do the same.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
Yay.
I have